Hi everyone, fantastic to be with you all again. So I know that some of you have been waiting very patiently for me to lead some online classes, and I'm hoping to do that any day. But in the meantime, I thought I'd leave you with a breathing practice, probably going to be about 20-25 minutes, something like that. The reason I've chosen to do breathing rather than lots of movements is because this has been a very, I believe, stressful time for everybody, with a lot of changes. Our nervous systems may be a little bit jangled with everything, and various emotions may have come up, fear, chaos, lots of changes in everybody's lives. So your bodies and your minds and your nervous system in particular may be really affected by all this. So as you may have experienced in previous classes that you've done with me, breathing is really calming. So I thought I'd just do this as an initial thing. It's also kind of an experiment for me to get used to being recorded, which I'm used to sitting in front of you all, obviously. So bear with me if there's any little glitches, but hopefully it will be absolutely fine. So what I'd like you to do is obviously make sure that you are all ready with your yoga mat and somewhere to sit at the end. So we're going to start with laying down on our yoga mat to make sure that you're going to be warm enough. And when you sit at the end, if you don't feel comfortable sitting cross-legged like this, if you feel like you're going to slouch and it's going to be uncomfortable for about 5 minutes or so, or if it feels like you're really having to hold your stomach muscles to stay in that position. So either, if you can sit like this, which I know some of you can, I know maybe the odd one of you might be able to sit like this, then that's fine, but you need to be comfortable to do that, as you know from working with me. So your alternative is just to have a chair ready. So the main thing is that your back is nice and straight, and you don't feel, again, that you're slouching or having to hold in the stomach muscles. So you might want to put your video on pause, make sure you've got everything you need, and then come back to the video. Okay, so I'm going to start with ringing the bell. Nice familiar sound. So just allowing yourself to lay down on the mat and find a comfortable position. So just lay down as you do at the end of the session where you're completely relaxed. I'm actually going to do it with you as well. So have your arms out to the side so that the shoulders can really relax onto the floor. And have the legs wide enough apart so that the ankles and the feet just open and flop out to the side. And then just make sure your head is in the center and that you feel completely relaxed. Just check in with your body. And as we normally do, if there's any places in your body where you feel uncomfortable or where you feel tension or that you're holding, just see if you can bring more softness to this place. So I'm just going to give you a few moments to carry on doing that. And I'm going to sit for most of this practice so that I can guide you, and I know the sound is working okay. And I may lay down some of the time and do the same as you. And towards the end we will all sit. So you've got plenty of time for lots of lovely relaxation. So just continue relaxing your body for the moment. And then what I'd like you to do as you gradually feel your body settling down is just to bring your attention to the center of the chest. And just notice in this place the chest rising and falling naturally with the breath. So you're not trying to change your breath in any way for the moment. Just noticing this natural movement that is of course happening all day, every day throughout your life. We're going to have a little bit longer with each step today than we would normally have at the beginning and the end of a class, because as I said at the beginning, we're focusing just on breathing, a short little meditation at the end probably. So really chance to let the body go and to feel yourself calming down. Continuing just to watch your natural breath in the center of the chest. And if you find this isn't enough for you to focus on, so if you find your mind actually wandering off to different things, then just keep reminding yourself to come back to this. You can even notice the breath in the nostrils, as well as the chest rising and falling. However you do it, just see if you can let it calm you down. Feel yourself relaxing. There's nothing that you need to think about right now. There's nothing that you need to sort out. And there's nothing to concern you. Be in this present moment. So you can use this any time that you perhaps feel stressed, any time that you feel emotions or overwhelm. Perhaps you've been spending too much time on the computer, as we all do. Perhaps you feel overwhelmed at the news. So you don't always have to lay down. You can just notice your breath at any time, just in an instant. And it should always help. Just a few more moments. Natural breath. And then just gradually start to take some deeper and longer breaths. As you breathe in, expanding your chest, allowing the rib cage to expand at the front and at the sides. And just do this for a few breaths. Make them natural and make sure that they're not strained. Breathing and expanding the chest. So this is like an extension of your natural breath. This is what happens anyway when the chest is expanding. So we're just making it longer and deeper and helping to get oxygen and air to different parts of the body. And hopefully you feel it's relaxing as well. Wonderful. So then gradually, when you feel ready, you've got this expansion in the chest as you breathe in. As you breathe out, see if you can pull your abdomen in. So if you really notice what's happening, your abdomen drops back anyway, first of all, when you breathe out. So again, we're extending the natural breath. Breathing and expanding the chest. Breathing out, the abdomen comes in. So most of you have done this with me already. We're going to do it a little bit longer today, as I say, to help your nervous system and your body and mind to calm down. So I'm going to do this with you, so just continue. I'm going to lay down and do exactly the same. And we'll go for about another minute or so. Just keep focusing on your breath. Let's do a little bit longer because I think this is really beneficial. Another 30 seconds or so. Wonderful. Well done, everybody. Hopefully you can feel the effects of that practice. So what we're going to do is start breathing with Ujjayi breathing or throat breathing, and I'm going to guide you through that from the start, going back to basics, just in case anyone's listening to this and hasn't actually done it before. It's also a really good way to practice anyway, so bear with me. So just continue laying down and take a breath in, and when you breathe out, we're going to make this sound with the mouth open in the back of the throat. So I'll just show you. So you breathe in normally, and then you make a sighing sound in the back of the throat. So just have a little go at that as you're laying down, breathing in normally, and then and just continue to do that a few times. So as you know, the only difference between an actual sigh and the sound you want to hear is that you don't want all the breath to go out at once, just like, you know, it's not like it's more like so that the sound is basically just continuous. So just continue making that sound, continue with that breathing. And just try to get it as smooth and as long as possible, while again not being strained, and as natural as possible. Okay, good. So the other thing that you could actually do is just see if you can notice that this is actually making a rubbing sensation in the back of your throat. So just continue for 2 or 3 more times and see if you can actually feel this. What may actually make you laugh, and this happened earlier when I did an experiment, is the water's just come on in the tank above me, which is basically like Ujjayi or throat breathing. Water getting pushed through a pipe really quickly. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is now stop breathing out through the mouth to do it, but basically make the same sound in the back of the throat while you're breathing through the nostrils. And this time you make the sounds while you're breathing in and while you're breathing out. So come back to this attention on the throat and also the sound in the back of the throat. And just see if you can make the sound more or less the same as when you were doing it with the mouth open, just slightly different. So just give that a little go. See if you can close the eyes and just be immersed and completely focused on the sound that you're making, or completely focused perhaps in the rubbing sensation in the back of your throat. Just be completely absorbed in this. And then also just see if you can make the sound as long as possible, the breath as long as possible. And also just check if there's any fluctuations in the sounds. So this can be quite normal, but you can hear a few fluctuations, and it may indicate perhaps, you know, stress. We've all been through quite a bit of stress probably recently. So just work on gradually making it smoother and smoother. Don't worry if you hear those fluctuations. Good. So we're going to continue a little bit longer, maybe another half a minute or so. Just keep your eyes closed, be immersed in the breath, and just notice yourself relaxing more and more as you continue to breathe with Ujjayi breath, throat breathing. Lovely. Okay, so the next time that you breathe out, just return to normal breath, and then just for a few moments bring your attention now back to the chest area, and just see if you can notice again your chest rising and falling as the lungs expand and as they contract. Keep the eyes closed and just connecting in with this area of your body and the breath. Wonderful. Okay, good. So hopefully you feel a lot calmer now and your body feels perhaps ready to be sitting and doing something slightly different. So if you could come up to your sitting position, as I say, either cross-legged like this. If any of you can have 1 foot or even 2 feet on the thighs, and that's fine. Don't go straining to do that in any way whatsoever. Or, as I said at the beginning, just sit on your chair basically. The main thing is that you feel comfortable for about 5 minutes and that your back is straight. So the reason I say generally to sit on the floor, you could sit on a block, but because we've actually got chairs at home, it's actually beneficial to be able to have a nice straight lower back like this. If you sit on a block, I'll just show you, you may notice that my lower back is now more curved. I'll just lift this up, and if I bring this away, it lengthens down and this curve straightens out again. Okay, good. So just get yourselves comfortable in your sitting position, whichever that is, and we're basically going to do Anuloma Ujjayi breathing. So this is something that a lot of you are familiar with, having practiced with me for some time. We've done it lots and lots in classes. The reason I've chosen this one is because it is the first one that you learn after Ujjayi, and it's very grounding and very calming. So I'm wanting to keep things simple at the moment for everybody. It's also a safe practice for absolutely anybody. If you feel that it is too much to focus on, however, with the extra instructions, then what I recommend is you just continue to breathe with Ujjayi, the throat breathing. You can even go back to laying down if you want to. You have lots of options. But if you want to join me for this one, then what we do is we bring our right hand up. Don't worry that it looks like on the left here. I want to still do it with my right hand. And then you bring the first 2 fingers down towards the palm so that you make this position where you have the thumb up and the ring finger and the little finger up. And then you bring that up to the nose. So we're just going to practice a little bit in case there's new people on this video. And just basically rest the ring finger and the thumb on the hard part of the nose. So I'll just go sideways so you can see that. No, I won't, I'll come closer to the camera in fact. So here we go, you've got your finger and thumb on the hard part of the nose like that. So practice sliding up and down with the finger and the thumb so that one at a time they close one nostril and then the other. So this is what you're going to be doing, closing one nostril at a time. those of you that are used to practicing with me, see if you can, when you breathe out of one nostril, we've done it before in classes, slightly close that nostril. So you're pushing the soft part of the nose just slightly with the finger and the thumb. If this is new to you, then just do the basic one. Okay, so basically the breathing is that you breathe in with your Ujjayi breath, the throat breathing, and you breathe out with alternate nostrils. And you always start on the left. So breathe in with Ujjayi, and then you breathe out of the left nostril. Then you breathe in again with Ujjayi, nice and slowly, and then you breathe out of the right nostril. And it really is as simple as that. If, however, it feels too much at any point, then just stop, breathe normally, or breathe with Ujjayi breath, and just do that instead, and just stay relaxed and calm. So those of you that are going to do it, I'll do it with you. So make this hand position, bring this up to the nose, make sure again that you're nice and open chested, straight back, shoulders relaxed, and just relax your elbow down like this so that the shoulder's not up. So basically take a breath in with Ujjayi, close the right nostril, breathe out the left nostril. Breathe back in with Ujjayi, close the left nostril and breathe out of the right nostril. I'll do that one more time. So breathe in Ujjayi, close the right nostril and breathe out the left. Breathe in Ujjayi, close the left nostril and breathe out the right. So basically just continue like that. You'll have got the pattern by now. Close your eyes if you can, if you feel comfortable doing so. And just continue breathing in with Ujjayi, breathing out of alternate nostrils. Have the eyes closed and just focus on the place where you're controlling the breathing. So as you breathe in with the throat, you're focusing on the throat area. Then as you breathe out of the nostrils, you focus here. This helps to keep the mind still and focused on what you're doing. And then the last thing I'm going to say about it is just try to make all of the breaths as long as possible without straining. So I'm just going to leave you to continue with that for a few moments, and I'll tell you when to stop. So what I'm going to do is just get you to finish in a moment. So the next time that you breathe out of your right nostril, just lower the hand back down and then return to normal breath. Keep the eyes closed for a few moments. And as we were doing earlier, just see if you can bring your mind to the center of the chest and just keep it here, following the breath initially. So take your time to finish if you're still getting to breathing out of the right nostril. And then as you all start to focus on the center of the chest, we're going to go into a short meditation just to finish. In meditation, basically, we hope that by the end of the practice that our mind is as quiet as possible, so that a state of meditation, some peace or calm, can just naturally arise. Sometimes what we do is we also have a focal point, so you can do either. Your focal point could in fact be that peace or calm that you feel. It could simply be that. Or as another suggestion, I'm just going to get you to bring the mind now to the center of the chest again, and not so much focusing on the breath, but just right inside the center of the chest. See if you can keep the mind here. Now some of you may already feel this stillness and peace, in which case you can just carry on what you're doing. What you can also do if you want to is start to visualize an image of the rising sun in the center of your chest. Now it's a still image, even though the sun moves, of course. Just a nice orange glow, nice and still in this area. If you find the mind wanders in any way, then just bring it back to this image that you have, or bring it back to the peace and calm that you feel, or even to the natural breath. So just very slowly noticing all the places where your body's touching the floor or the chair. And gradually, as you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And then you might want to take any little movements that you need to, just waking yourself up, looking around. So well done, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this practice, and as we usually say, namaste. Thank you very much. Well done, everyone. Do contact me if you need to, as I've said before. I hope to announce the online classes really soon. This has been a good experiment for me, and hopefully it's given you a little practice. You can use it any time that you need to. And remember, just, even in an instant, in a few seconds, even in a second, you can remember your breath, and you can remember that even though these times are really challenging for all of us, that really at the background of all of us is actually a sense of peace. So when we do this meditation and this breathing, by the time we get to the end of it, it's not that you've kind of found something out there, it's actually your true nature. So I don't know, that may help some of you anytime you need. So it's kind of clearing away all the surface kind of dust, as it's sometimes called, or the stress, the emotions, the mind being really busy. When we can clear that out of the way, then what we truly are is this stillness and peace. So I wish you all the best. As I say, let me know if you've got any questions, and I will hopefully see some of you really soon, even if that be via video or online. Alright, take care everyone. Bye.